Now, you guys may not watch Love Island. I don't, okay? But the discourse around Love Island, I'm going to make a video on this anyway. There's a lot of coonery going on with black women. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. It's very, very odd and strange. Maybe it's just my FYP, but I've never seen it like this. And I've always covered coons and I've always disliked them. But it's getting like more and more blatant and more open. And this is what we're seeing here with this Love Island discourse. The way they're speaking about this one black man, KC, they sound like how white people would speak. Like if you just switch them to a white man and they were saying the exact same shit, everybody would be outraged. Number one. Number two, the way they're speaking, it's allowing these other women of other races to like be comfortable saying racist shit. I don't know how they can't see it. I mean, look at how they're talking about this guy's family, right? I mean, they're attacking his family. Like, it's so weird. It's just a TV show. It's just a TV show. But these women with no lives are just so invested in this shit, man.
Anaya's family, T. Carl's family, T. I could smell the money on that mama. That all-white outfit, yeah. And then Casey greeting his family. I think he said to his mom, like, oh, you got your passport to come here? You're right, babes. We are not the same. We're not the same.
And this right here is the exact reason why I'll always support KC. Because we got weirdos coming online trying to belittle KC's mom and compare her to Carl and Anaya's mom. Am I the only one that finds that weird and strange?
I've never seen this before.
KC and 5, I truly hope KC gets the dub.
There are a lot of black women who are incel coded. If you want to see a good representation of that, just go over to Tiara's comment section on Instagram. Because I'm seeing black women allow racist women to call Tiara a monkey. And she's a black woman. So regardless if you don't like her and her boyfriend and you don't like...
Tiaras are up as well, right? So Tiaras are up, KC's are up. They're doing things. I always say with women, it's always women support women until you do something they don't like. Then you get to see like how they really feel, right? Tiaras apparently are up, KC's are up. And this is the shit that's going on. The discourse is absolutely, the anti-black discourse is, but it's making me feel like the women that watch Love Island are kind of the same women at Chris Brown concerts. You know what I'm saying? Bird brain, low IQ, not really much going on, real coon shit, you know what I'm saying? Real degenerate shit. That's what it's got me thinking. It's just this specific demographic of women. Because this Anaya girl who they love, or whatever the case is, she got fake hair, fake eyes, love of the white people, right? But that's cool. That's cool. Okay.
you think she's, she babies men or whatever, you think it's okay to allow racists to have a talking point? Y'all open up that door. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. She posted it so many times, the original comment has hundreds of likes. And a whole bunch of black women are hee-hee and ha-ha and saying how funny it is that she's being racist towards a black woman. Even this one, where she AI morphed Tiara into a gorilla.
Nasty.
Yeah, a lot of times you can tell what type of person you're dealing with based on who supports them, sometimes. Anaya, Trinity, Kata, all of them are colorists, incel, self-depreciating, and low racial self-esteem having women that live vicariously through people that don't know them. It's literally, this season of Love Island probably has been far and away the most distasteful, the most incel-coded season that I've ever witnessed. These women are just as bad as all of the women, the men, that they swear are just in their basements with thousands of cans, sleeping on thousands of cans of Mountain Dew, and projecting new ways to hate women. And they do the same thing about men. And they hate men, black men so much, to where they willing to let a black woman be a victim of it.
Casey didn't do nothing wrong. Rapey Casey? That's Rapey Casey. That's Rapey Casey. That's what he is to me. He is Rapey Casey.
And the thing is, again, man, firstly, look, I've never seen anything like this. We don't even watch Love Island. But the discourse is bleeding. It's so vile. It's bleeding, right? And we know the history as black people, as black men, right? Being labeled, having these weird labels thrown at us just for being normal, scary, rapey. This is more than just discourse for us. There's history behind it. It's very traumatized. Open the door for these people to come out and say some real crazy shit based on nothing. I guarantee, if he was white, the discourse would not be like this. It wouldn't be like this. Not like this, because we've seen it. I've seen some crazy clips from these love shows with white men doing crazy stuff. Never heard nothing like this. Now he's rapey Casey. By the way, this is a college-educated guy. Attractive, college-educated, young. He has, high potential. And this is how they're speaking about him.
And I actually said it so much sooner than a lot of the shit that he said.
Women like this will use low self-esteem black women as a shield, right? So in another video, she's literally going to say, oh, well, as much as black men are attacking me, there's a lot of black women supporting me, so I must be right. This lady is racist. She already had preconceived notions of black people, but because of this show, she now has the leeway to say he's a rapist. First, nothing Casey has done is rapey. And in another video, you talk about how what Corbin did was also rapey because he's talking about someone's body and Parmita's just a body to him. What was Kenzie saying to Corbin? Was she not objectifying him? Was she not talking about sex 24/7? What about Trinity, right? When she was demanding stuff from Bryce. Funny how your logic only works for the men because you need to be morally superior to them. You don't like them, so you need to establish moral high ground so you can hate on them. On top of you being racist, you have to convince your audience that, okay, these are bad people. But the problem with that is you've diluted the word rape now. So it's like you're ruining it for actual rape victims just to spite people you don't like. That's why we have to call people like this out. The term rape has lost its meaning. It means nothing, right? When a guy does something you don't like, he's not a rapist, right? When a guy says something about someone's body, he's a rapist. When a guy says, oh, I want physical attention, that's rape. He's contributing to rape culture. If a guy wants sexual attention from a girl he's with, that's rape. And these people can't be reasoned with, and they know better because they deleted all their comments, right? There's this lady, you can't even look at her comment section. If people were comparing me to the lady that accused Emmett Till, I would do the same thing, right? But let's not forget the low self-esteem black women that have opened the floodgates for people like this to talk nonsense. Because that is also part of the problem. Like, it's not even worth going into her reasonings for why they're contributing to rape culture because it was so nonsense.
The way I seen black women not only allow, but rewarded and laughed with a white woman that called a black man illiterate and unable to read was telling. The way I seen black women engage in anti-blackness by saying that TT is a gorilla and she's manly, it was telling. The way I seen black women pretend like the Fulani braid bitch was supposed to be a compliment in order to justify their vicious analogs and dialogue toward Casey and TT was telling. What really has been representative of this season of Love Island is the fact that black women are willing to engage in anti-blackness so long as they dislike the person. Black women in totality move the goalpost about what we can and can't be moralic about, because it's perfectly fine to call Casey illiterate and call his family poor and engage in classism because he didn't have a passport. It's perfectly fine to say TT is a man or a gorilla because you don't like her personally. Not that she's some immoral person or she's actually done horrible things that, deserve, hard retro or hard commentary. It's just the fact that you don't like that she's with a man that you dislike, and she defended a man that you don't like. It's so disgusting to see how these women pretend to be holier than thou, when the reality is that they're actually, character-wise, shitty people.
I think it's very important to note that this is a niche demographic, right? The women who watch Love Island, they're not, they're not, let's be honest, they're not the highest esteem. They are, bird brain activities. So for the younger men, I would be very careful in categorizing black women based on the black women that watch Love Island. Again, it's the same with the women that go to Chris Brown concerts, right? They're justifying kissing Chris Brown on stage. They're doing the most. But then you have other black women who are actively against Chris Brown because obviously he beat up Rihanna, whatever the case is. And then you have women looking at what's going on with pure disgust because they're disrespecting the husband.
If you're a woman and you voted for Casey to be in the final four, I know that you are not a person I would ever want to be friends with or be around, because that man spent the entire episode regurgitating red pill content. In fact, he has spent the entire season doing that. That is a man that constantly belittles and disrespects and resents women for literally nothing. And I literally cannot believe how many women I'm seeing be like, the only right answer, babe, he hates you.
So this lady deleted a video that I stitched yesterday where she was also bashing KC. I wonder why. The thing with these white feminists is that they use feminism.
I love how these guys are calling it out, fam. I can't lie. I love how they're calling it out. I love how they're calling it out because the shit that they're saying, they don't see how it's been said before. They think that they're just making a commentary based on a show. But we've seen this before. We've seen this rhetoric before. And I always say, when it comes to black men, they did a study in the UK and it was deemed that we look like 4 years older, right? So they think we're older. We already know they think we're more aggressive. We already know they think we're dumber. Now it's like we're more like what, rapey, and we're these terrible. They're pushing more. It's going over. It's going way over than what the critique should be for a fucking reality show. And we've seen this extreme critique or this exaggerated depiction of black men. And we have to call it out.
As a way to mask their true intentions, right? They just want to shit on black men. They need to maintain moral superiority. That way, you don't think that they're unjustified in their hate. See, KC got out of line, right? That boy got out of line. How dare he think that he can be the prize? How dare he have the audacity to have self-esteem and portray that to the world? Nothing this guy has said is red pill, right? Y'all don't know what the manosphere is. You don't know what red pill is. You don't know what an incel is. How is someone on Love Island an incel?
Imagine that.
How is someone that is there?
Imagine that. Imagine that. These dusty dust buckets, right? I mean, look at this woman. Dusty, overweight, nothing. Let's be honest. Let's keep it 100, man. Just regular, schmegular. Talking about incel coded from a man that's on Love Island is literally the most a shallow TV show out there. It's all about your looks and, that's kind of it. You look good. You got a little bit of, personality. Maybe you're good in front of the camera. That's it. But you have to look good. Talk about incel. Really? You think KC can't get women?
Part of a situationship. Y'all don't have no smoke for Sincere, especially this lady, right? Which proves that on top of being racist, y'all are colorist. And I have to go in because she's one of them that just hates on Casey, right? He's an irredeemable character. But I see past all that. A lot of these white feminists, they're just racist, bro. Like, a lot of these people, they'll hide behind, like, LGBTQ. They'll hide behind, oh yeah, I'm a feminist.
Get that shit out of here, man. Straight lies.
They don't like black people, though. They don't think they should be able to do anything.
Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions. I find this discourse quite annoying. I feel like the black women watching the show should protect the discourse from going to a certain level. But unfortunately, they aren't locked in enough mentally to see what the hell is going on.